This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Pam Price and Associates and the Premo Team at Meridian Bank.
So before the break, we told you about the housing market, which is still hectic. Buyers are getting repeatedly beat out of the homes that they're hoping for. Sellers are making money off their homes, but they're stuck without someplace to go. Now that might make you wonder what in the world is going on in the world of finance.
Well, good news. It's still strong. So while it may be a tough task to get a home, it's a great time to get a loan. Delmarva Life's Katie Zerilli sat down with Dan Premo of the Premo Team at Meridian Bank to learn more.
With a historically competitive housing market, buying a new home right now is brutal. Financing that new home, however, is a different story.
It isn't a tough time to get a loan. They haven't changed any of the stipulations. They haven't made it any harder.
Dan Premo and the Premo Team at Meridian Bank remain as busy as ever.
We've adjusted to this pace because we've had to, and we understand the demand, and we understand that people want to get in on this. At first, it's kind of like, what is everybody doing? This isn't going away. But I think there is some factor of going, well, what if it does go away?
Dan says even for a guy like him, who's always making sure people are making smart, informed decisions with their money and planning for the future, it's hard to not get caught up in the enthusiasm.
It is like nothing we've ever seen before as far as like the interest rates go, and they've maintained. So it is hard to say, hey, this is not like a 5-year commitment or like a car, like a 72-month commitment. This is a 30-year commitment. How do you not get just beyond excited about what the interest rates are, that you can lock into this payment? It doesn't adjust. You know, some of these USDAs and FHAs and conventionals that people are locking into right now because the rates are so low.
And he says because the interest rates are fixed and won't change, people can plan. And even though it's difficult to lock a house down, there's no harm in beginning the process.
Be patient. Let's go ahead and qualify you. This will change. Houses pop up. Get with your realtor, get qualified. Once you're qualified, to kind of touch that up is really, really easy. You send pay stubs and we may have to refresh your credit on the pay stub. But knowing that you are qualified, knowing that you have that in your back pocket, that you can go with confidence and say, hey, there is a house. If it does pop up, you can call me or text me any day and say, hey, I need a letter real fast. This actually happened. So I still encourage people to get qualified.
Especially because he believes so much in the USDA loan program. He and the team are the top USDA lender in Delaware.
USDA personifies the American dream of I am working, I am trying to get ahead, I don't have necessarily a ton of money in the bank, I don't have a ton to show for it, or I'm getting started, or life is giving me a setback, but that person still deserves the American dream. They should still qualify for the American dream. So the amazing thing about USDA that I bit into 10 years ago was saying, hey, this does not crucify the person that does not have a huge lump sum in the bank. This does not stop or halt somebody that says, you know what, listen, I've been paying this in rent for 5 years, and I've said this before, paying this in rent for a certain amount of time, I obviously can make this mortgage payment, but I want to do something for me.
He says people are often shocked when they realize their potential.
That's the coolest aspect of this job, is always people saying, I never thought that I would ever own, I never thought that this was possible. That is what satisfies you at the end of the day.
Dan adds that for those who are happy in their homes, it's a great time to think about refinancing.
Your neighbor's house selling for more is making your house more valuable. The other thing too is it's not just a matter of people pulling cash out. Our immediate thought about refinance is like, oh my goodness, I can pull cash out. That's not the majority of what we're seeing. It's a great time to do that because you can actually get the equity out of your house right now. One of the neatest things about refinancing right now is people that are in a 30-year term can go down to a 20-year term and have close to the same payment, or then go into a 15-year term. So as far as financial goals and as far as saying, okay, my retirement goals and stuff like that, it's putting people closer in place because instead of paying that house off 25 years from now, you just move to cut 5 years off. How amazing is it to have 5 years of your mortgage, go away, especially if you get close to the same payment.
He says in some cases it's not worth it because of the cost, but for many, it's life-changing.
The neatest thing is people that got into their house like 2 or 3 years ago to be able to say, look, we can cut this to a 20.
A decision that's bigger than us, in a way.
People say, I want to be a part of history. How do you be a part of history? I got in on those interest rates. I reduced my term in 2021. What would you do if it was me? I would want to make sure I got on that boat. I'd want to make sure I got on that ark, right?
For those who do get on board, Dan and his crew are excited and ready to help navigate for a smooth sail.
And if you have any questions for Dan and the Premo team, don't hesitate to ask. We have their contact information listed on our website.
Talk to the pros, get the right answer.
Yeah, absolutely.